Hello, I'm Sussi and this is my no bullshit Retribution Paladin guide for raiding in the War Within Season 1. I'll be going over the stat priority, gearing, consumables, talents, rotation, and at the end of the video I'm going to be linking some useful links for raiding. I will also leave timestamps in the description in case you want to skip ahead. Anyway, let's start with stat priority. Right now our stat priority is going to be strength, then mastery, then haste and crit is pretty equal, and then lastly we have versa. Recently mastery just got nerfed. Before the nerf it was even above strength, but now it's slightly below. Just for reference, here is my current stat weight sim results, but always make sure to sim your own character at RAIDBOTS.com. From stat priority we get to gearing your character. Let's go over some enchants. For weapon we are gonna go authority of the depths. It can be pretty pricey at the start of the season, so you can also just go for mastery. For cloak and bracers we should go avoidance. Avoidance is great for raiding and Mythic Plus, so that's definitely what I'll be doing. Then for chest piece we enchant main stat, aka strength. For boots we have two options, but I definitely prefer speed over the stamina enchant, since the stamina enchant is almost non-existent. It's a very small amount. Then for rings, obviously we go mastery again. For pants we enchant strength and stamina. Now for gems, in the War Within we have something called Algari diamonds. We can equip one of those only at a time, and we should go for this one on the screen with the crit effect. And then for the rest of the gems we should go for the high mastery ones, and then just sim your character for whichever stats you need. Now let's look at our consumables we want to use. For flask we are going to use mastery flask. Then for potion, tempered potion, obviously we need some healing potions. And then we can get augment runes, but these are going to be very pricey at the start of the expansion. You can also still use the old augment runes from the previous expansion if you want. For now at least. That might get changed. Then we need a weight stone for our weapon, both on the screen, one for blunt weapons and one for sharp weapons. And then for the food, free food always tastes better, so we should always try to go for that feast for the main stat. If we don't have a feast we can use Jester's board, but those can be pricey, so at least I'm gonna settle with the GPT for now. And then lastly, you are what you eat, so if you have no money, go for the salty dog. For the actual gear pieces I'm not gonna go over them one by one, but let's look at some trinkets we should get. So for the passive trinket we should definitely try to get this Arakara sack at least from the dungeon. For unused trinket, our best trinket is going to be the Mark of Kardos from Grimbotol. Or if there is any ads in the fight, this one from Stonevault is very quickly going to be better. Now for the talents, recently there have been a lot of changes and bug fixes on especially the hero talents for Paladin. For example, literally yesterday the Hammer of Light from Templar hero tree was fixed. So far you could just spam it, but now you can only use it once after you get the proc. So since then, I think Herald of the Sun is definitely going to be better for single target. I'm going to be playing it. I also just simmed it today, and it seems to perform a little better. I think you can definitely play either one, but if you want to min-max, go for the Herald of the Sun. You can also sim it for yourself. And then for the Retribution tree, we are going to be playing the new proc wings together with Executing Sentence, and actually the longer Executing Sentence. This is going to be your cookie cutter build for all of the raid bosses pretty much, especially for single target. You can also still go like this and play the good old 1 minute wings with a little extended duration here, but I'm not gonna do that for now at least. There is also a nice cleave damage build with this new talent that I really like, but I'm not gonna go over that in this video. That's gonna be for another video then. Next, let's take a look at the rotation. The opener is very simple. We are gonna first go in with the Blade of Justice to get our expurgation dot up. Then we are gonna send Divine Toll into Executing Sentence, and this is when you might want to pop your use trinket and potion. And then we are gonna hit Wake of Ash. This is gonna give us wings, obviously, with the Radiant Glory. Then we're gonna start sending final verdicts into that Executing Sentence, so we should be able to press 2 final verdicts in a row at this point. Then we are gonna be low on holy power, so we press Hammer of Wrath and then go into the normal rotation. So let's see how the opener looks like in action. And for the so-called normal rotation, it's better to think about it more as a priority list than a rotation. So for that, we want to be spending Templar verdicts when we are close to 5 holy power. We don't want to go over holy power to waste any of that resource. Then secondly, we want to keep on doing the bursts every time it's ready, much like we just saw on the opener, except for if we don't have Divine Toll ready, then we just kind of replace it with the Judgment to make sure we have the Greater Judgment up. And then thirdly, keep on spending the Blessing of Anshi procs. Those are this one from the Herald hero tree. Then make sure you have Greater Judgment up for your Templar's verdicts. And then fifth thing is to keep up your expurgation dot. It's also gonna keep up this damage buff from this talent. And also it's gonna proc more of the blessings. And then for the rest, just send Hammer of Wrath over Judgment over Blade of Justice, and then lastly like final verdicts on 3 holy power basically, if you have nothing else to press. So lastly, I wanted to share some useful links to help you with raiding. The first very obvious one is RAIDBOTS. Like mentioned, you should be simming your character to know how to gear basically. You can sim your stat weights here or compare gear or whatnot. You should also get the RAIDBOTS add-in, in-game add-in, to help you with simming your character. Next we have LORRGS. I can't really demonstrate this right now because the raid didn't really open yet. But here you can basically see the cooldown usage of all the best red paladins. So you can just go here, select the boss from top right, and then see when and what cooldowns they're using. Then basically the same thing you can do in WARCRAFT logs as well. LORRGS just kind of compiles the information to more readable form, so it's kind of easy to use. But you can just go here as well and then filter by your spec and so on. And then we have Mythic Trap, which in my opinion explains the boss mechanics and tactics in the most clearest and most efficient way. So this is definitely where you should go for just boss tactics. I also want to mention the Paladin Discord. You can find all of the basic ret information here, also links to some guides and stuff, and they are also updating this information very frequently, so this is very easy and accessible. And lastly, obviously the best, the funniest Retribution Paladin in EU, at least in my opinion. Please follow to help a brother out and keep me motivated to make more ret videos. And with that we are done with the raiding guide. If you have any other questions, please leave in the comments. I will answer to every single comment. And thank you very much for watching.